Good morning to all the viewers, higher officials, team members, principals, and dear students. Welcome to our Junior Intermediate Economics webinar session of Unit 5, Part 1, Market Analysis. Dear children, markets are valuable institutes in our economy. They facilitate trade. More trade means more production. More production means more employment and higher national income. Markets are therefore essential for the development of industries and economic growth of a country. In a simple way, market indicates the sum of total all the buyers and sellers in the area. This area may be any country or countries, regions or states or cities. The value of cost and price of items traded are as per the market and they may be virtual or physical entity. It may be perfect market or it may be imperfect market. Let's see the insights of this session through our today's presenter, Mrs. SANJEEDA Begum ma'am. And in her own words, ma'am has done her master's in economics and she is also has done her master's in education. She got qualified in SLET. She has done her MA in Koti Women's College and she has done her bachelor's in St. Anne's. Ma'am has 11 years of good teaching experience. She worked in different junior colleges for around 5 years and she has also worked as a social faculty in Islamia College of B.Ed before joining the Model Schools family. Ma'am, welcome to the session. Now this session is all yours.
Thank you for the lovely introduction, madam. Can I start, madam?
Yes, ma'am. Please share your screen.
Share your screen.
A very good morning to the webinar team, students of Telangana Model School and Junior College, and my viewers. Myself, SANJEEDA Begum, PGT Economics, Marpalli, Vadharabad district. I am really thankful to Additional Director Sir, Joint Director Sir of Telangana Model School and Junior College for giving me this platform for this presentation. I am also very much thankful to Mrs. Ranjita Madam, Principal of Nidmanur, Nalgonda District, Mujibur Rahman Sir, Principal TSMS Gavicharla, who has done a lot of hard work for this presentation, and also my Principal Krishna Kumar Sir, TSMS Marpalli, for motivating me to take this webinar session. Okay, children, shall we start? So today I'm going to take intermediate first year economics, unit 5, market analysis. First of all, I'm going to give a very small, a simple example. Children, which festival is coming up now? Yes, Christmas is coming up. So during this festival, many of you will give gifts to your friends, relatives, isn't it? So when you are giving gifts, friends to your relatives, you will visit to so many supermarkets, shopping malls, shops, etc. In other way, our today's topic is all about markets. So we'll start with Unit 5, Market Analysis. Okay, children? So first we'll start with introduction. Markets, meaning and classification. Perfect competition, meaning and characteristics. Okay, children? Learning objectives of this session, which we are going to achieve at the end of this session, to understand the concept and meaning of market, to understand the classification of market, to identify the differences between each type of market structure, to understand the meaning of perfect competition, to identify the characteristics of perfect competition. Okay, children, shall we proceed? So children, what is a market? So in economics, market refers to any place where the buyers and sellers come in contact with each other directly or indirectly for exchange of goods or services. So children, market in simple language, you can say it's buying and selling of commodity, isn't it? But in economics, it refers to any place where the buyers and sellers come in contact with each other directly or indirectly for exchange of goods or services. Okay, children? Then understanding of markets. So here, production of goods and services. And who will produce these goods and services? The producer will produce the goods and services. And here the producers or the farmers or the manufacturers will not keep all their products with themselves. So what they will do, they will take to some purchasing point, isn't it? And that purchasing point is there near the exchange. So exchange is a way to the market. So exchange is a type of mechanism where you have selling and purchasing of the commodity, and exchange takes place in the market. So in market, children, you find buyers and you find sellers, and the sellers will be selling the commodities and the buyers will be purchasing the commodities. So children, markets is a mechanism where you find buying and selling of the commodities, you find a direct contact between the buyers or indirect contact between the buyers and the sellers. So children, what you noticed in the picture, you are seeing dry fruits market. A bangle seller is selling the bangles. On one side, you are seeing the fruits market, and other side, you are seeing the transaction is going on between the buyers and the sellers. So children, all these things relates to what? It refers to exchange of goods and services. So market is a organization, or you can say a activity or a place where you find the buyers and the sellers will come into contact directly or indirectly for the exchange of goods and services, isn't it, children? Now, what are the features of market? So here, children, you have to say buyers and sellers are must for a market. Okay, children, buyers and sellers are must for a market. Without buyers and seller, you cannot imagine a market. Even you can see in the picture here, the sellers are selling the commodities and the buyers are buying the commodities, isn't it? So buyers and seller are must for a market. And secondly, you can say in transaction, physical presence is not necessary. So in this market, transaction physical presence is not necessary in the sense, in a few months back, we were experiencing COVID and pandemic situation where we were not allowed to go outside for any purchasing of goods and services. So at that time, what we were doing, many of us were doing online shopping, isn't it? So in this online shopping, physical buyers and sellers were not there. Only it is the transaction was taking place through online. Then you have debit cards, you got credit cards for the transaction of money, isn't it? So one of the features you can say buyers and sellers are must for the market, and in transaction, physical presence is not necessary. Then markets denote to one area or region in which number of buyers and sellers are scattered. So here also in the picture, you notice children, you are seeing number of sellers are there, number of buyers are there. So many commodities are found here and there. Vegetables are there, food grains are there, isn't it? So they are all scattered. All the buyers and sellers are scattered in one area or one region, isn't it? And here these buyers and sellers are connected with one another, means they are connected with one another via brokers or agents or letters. You have heard about in villages, santas will be there, Raitu bazaars will be there, isn't it? So there you find commission agents, brokers who act as the intermediary between the buyers and the sellers. So here, when you talk about market, they also act as a connection between the buyers and the sellers. Sometimes they are also connected directly between the seller and the buyer. and the buyer, isn't it? So market in other way you can say denote to one area or region in which you find number of buyers and sellers are scattered. Okay, children? Markets, what you see in the picture, there are so many commodities, isn't it? And for the existence of market, there should be at least one commodity like wheat, vegetables, etc. And that market is termed as vegetable market or wheat market. So children, you can say for the existence of market, at least one commodity should be there in the market for the transaction. Okay, children? So markets is another one you can say buyers and sellers will be there, at least one commodity should be there, and they should have one area or the region. Okay, children? Now we'll see the classification of markets. Markets are broadly classified into three types, or you can see the classification of markets in the table as markets based on time, area, and competition. On the basis of competition, on the basis of time, on the basis of area, isn't it? Market are classified. So on the basis of time, markets are classified as very short period market, and long period market. On the basis of area, markets are classified on local market, national market, and international market. On the basis of competition, markets are classified as perfect competition and imperfect competition. Okay, children? Again, this imperfect competition is also classified as monopoly, duopoly, oligopoly, and monopolistic competition. So children, once again, classification of markets is broadly in three types, that is time, area, and competition. Okay, children? Shall we proceed to next? Classification of markets. So in the first picture, you see markets are classified on the basis of place, isn't it? Then secondly, it is classified on the basis of time. And thirdly, on the basis of competition. So children, classification of markets is on the basis of place, on the basis of time, on the basis of competition. Okay, children? Now, classification of market on the basis of place. So on the basis of place, markets are classified as local market, national market, international market. Isn't it, children? Once again, I say classification of market on the basis of place, local market, national market, and international market. Now we'll see in detail what is this local market, national market, and international market. So here, first of all, we'll see local market. So what is this local market? Local market is a market in which sellers sell and customers buy a product in the region or area in which it is produced, like vegetables, fruits, etc. So children, local market, as you've seen in your villages, isn't it? You find santas, you find Raitu bazaars. So there, the farmers, the sellers will bring the products, or they bring the vegetables or fruits which are grown in that particular region, in that particular village, isn't it? So usually local market is for that type of commodities like vegetables and fruits which are grown in that particular region, in that particular village, or in that particular area. Even you can say all the seasonal fruits, seasonal vegetables. Now you can see seasonal vegetables like cabbage, cauliflower, tomatoes, etc. So these are also available, or all these products will have local market. Next comes national market. So children, this national market is a domestic market in a given country. Product is supplied and purchased throughout country. Each national market is governed by the regulation of its own country. So children, what is this national market here? National market is all about our own economy, our country's own economy, or country's own market. Suppose if here give example of our Indian economy. In India, Punjab is famous for wheat. Like Punjab is the state which produce abundant wheat. So these states will be transferring the wheat to other states of India. Similarly, our Telangana and Andhra Pradesh state is famous for production of rice, mainly Sona Masuri rice. It is also transported to other states in India. So you can say that national market is within the boundaries of a country, and each national market is governed by the regulation of its own country. Okay, children? Shall we proceed to next market, that is international market. International market is worldwide market in which buyers and sellers trade in goods and services across the national border. Okay, children, international market means a thing will strike in your mind. It is somewhat related with your international trade, isn't it? So what is this international trade? It is the imports and exports, means sending the goods from one country to the another country. Is it correct, children? So here you can say that in international market, you find the buyers and sellers all over the world are involved in the selling of goods and services across the national borders, isn't it? Across the national borders. So here you can take the example of gold, silver, petroleum, etc. These are the products which have international market. Even our Indian economy is also exporting good quality of cotton textiles, spices to other countries of the world. Okay, children? So this is all about international market. Then classification of markets on the basis of time, isn't it? So on the basis of time, markets are classified as very short period and long period market. Okay, children? So on the basis of time, markets are classified into three types: very short period market, and long period market. So now we'll see in detail what this classification of market on the basis of time. First of all, we'll see very short period market. In very short period market, as the name suggests, the supply is very fixed. Demand plays an important role in determining the prices. And this type of market is seen in perishable goods, which cannot be stored for more than few weeks, for example, vegetables and fruits. So children, this very short period market is only for perishable goods. Perishable goods means which you cannot store for a longer period of time. It's only for, you can store it only for few weeks or few days. Here you can take the example of milk products also, flowers also. So in very short period, you cannot increase the supply. Supply is fixed. Supply of the commodity is fixed. But demand plays an important role in determining the price, isn't it, children? And this very short period is only for perishable goods, especially vegetables, fruits, flowers, and milk, which cannot be stored for a longer period of time. So next is short period. Again, one more classification of market on the basis of time is short period market. So here also supply can be adjusted depending on the time. In short period, supply can be changed to certain extent based on the demand. So here children, you can change the supply to some extent based on the demand. If the demand for a particular commodity is more, at that time you can change the supply. Similarly, both supply and demand determines price of the product. So what will determine? Both supply and demand determines the price of the product, and supply can be changed by changing variable inputs only. So children, here I want to explain you about what are inputs and what are outputs, isn't it? Yeah, like in production process. Production means creation of utilities or creation of goods and services. So in production process, you had four factors of production. That is land, labor, capital, and organization. Okay, children? These four factors of production, in that also you find variable factors and fixed factors. Means variable factors mean which you can change, or fixed factors mean which you cannot change. Inputs are also known as factors of production. Output is the one which you are using the factors of production to give a shape to the output. Means goods you can produce with the help of the inputs. So here you can say that supply can be changed by changing the variable inputs only. And this market period covers a period of less than 1 year. Isn't it? The short period is for less than 1 year. Example, you can take all manufactured good, all consumer goods. Here in all manufactured good, consumer goods, you can take watches, televisions, refrigerators, cell phones, etc. So you can change the supply. If there is more demand, you can supply can be changed depending upon the demand, and both the demand and supply determine the price of the product. Okay, children, and supply can be changed by changing the variable inputs only. And this market covers a period of less than 1 year, and you got all the manufactured goods, consumer goods have short period market. Okay, children? Then long period. On the basis of time, one more classification of market is long period market. In long period market, you notice supply of product is completely flexible. Supply of product is changed by changing all the inputs fixed and variable. This market covers a period of more than 1 year. All manufacturing goods come under this period, that is long period. So children, in detail, you can explain like supply of product is completely flexible. Means whatever the product you are supplying, it should be very flexible, isn't it? And you can change the supply by changing all the inputs. Previously also I have explained fixed and variable inputs, whether fixed factors also can be changed and variable factors can be changed, isn't it, under this long period market. And this market covers a period of more than 1 year, isn't it, children? And all manufacturing goods, consumer goods, example, you can take all mobile phone. Nowadays, you see very new configuration mobile phones are coming up. So all that things come under this long period market. So children, we have seen on the basis of time, three types of market are there: short period market, very short period, and long period market. Then classification of market on the basis of competition. So children, on the basis of competition, markets are classified into perfect and imperfect market. So competition is among the buyers and buyers. Competition is among the sellers and sellers. And competition is among the buyers and the sellers. Okay, children? So on the basis of competition, markets are classified as perfect market, imperfect market, isn't it? Again, perfect market or perfect competition is classified as monopoly, duopoly, oligopoly, and monopolistic competition. Okay, children? So imperfect market classification is monopoly, duopoly, oligopoly, and monopolistic competition. Then on the basis of competition, based on the nature of competition between buyers and sellers, markets are broadly divided into two major types. They are perfect market or perfect competition, imperfect market or imperfect competition. So here, once again, I'll say the competition is between the buyers and the sellers, or between the buyers and buyers and sellers and sellers. So children, on the basis of competition, markets are classified as perfect market or perfect competition, imperfect market or imperfect competition. Okay, children? Then what do you observe in this picture? You are seeing bananas, you are seeing tomatoes, or you are seeing rice. So when you see these bananas, tomatoes, and rice, uh, what difference you find between the bananas, between the tomatoes? So you don't find that much of difference, isn't it? Means all these bananas look similar in size, color. Even the tomatoes will also look very similar in size, color. Even you see the rice also is similar in size, color. So what all these things will make you understand a type of market which is there, that is perfect market structure, where there is there is complete absence of rivalry between firms. So here what do you notice? A number of shops are there, isn't it? And in that shops, you are seeing sellers are there, buyers are there, isn't it? And you can see similar type of products like you are seeing the watermelon, fruits like pineapple, apples, etc. More or less, they look very similar. So, what is perfect competition? Perfect competition is defined as that market where there is complete absence of rivalry between the firms. So here what you find, there is no price war between the firms. Why there is no price war? Because homogeneous product will be there in this perfect competition, isn't it? Same product is sold by the sellers, isn't it? And all the buyers and sellers are engaged in buying and selling a homogeneous product only. And moreover, these buyers and sellers possess perfect knowledge of market condition. And one more condition of this perfect competition is single price exists in the market. So children, this perfect competition is an imagination of the economist. In reality, you don't find such perfect competition or perfect market, but for some products like agricultural products or food grains, where you find perfect competition. But in other way, you can say in reality, perfect competition is only a imaginary concept or imaginary market. Okay, children? What do you observe from this picture? You are seeing a two-wheeler automobile industry, and this side you are seeing the automobile industry firms, isn't it? So here what you have noticed, there are number of firms in automobile industry like Bajaj, Honda, Yamaha, TVS, etc. Isn't it? All these firms are there for production of different types of mobile bikes, isn't it? Some bikes will be having high more mileage, some are different in their color, some are different in their size, etc. And still they also be sold at same price or a different price. And more or less they are close substitutes also. But one thing you have to note it down here, this type of competition is, or this type of market will exist only in imperfect way, and that is what you call imperfect market. So in imperfect competition or imperfect market is practically observed in reality. So children, in reality, in your around environment, what type of market you find? That is a imperfect market. So a market is said to be imperfect when heterogeneous goods are produced. Heterogeneous means for different types of goods are produced. Price differentiation exists, means different prices are there for different commodities. Then number of buyers and number of sellers are not as large as perfect market, but still you find buyers also there, sellers is also there. And they spend heavy investment on advertisements. Why? Because here the seller want to sell his product with a profit motive, isn't it? And he want to sell more of its commodity. So they will do advertisements on television, newspaper, nowadays on cell phones also you see number of advertisements of so many commodities are coming up, isn't it, children? So all these things is a part of imperfect market or imperfect competition. And interdependence and intense competition exist between the firms in the industry. So you see what you see, competition will be there between Bajaj, Honda, TVS, Yamaha, Hero, and you can take some more other examples of that type of firms which compete with each other to increase their sales. Here, one thing I want to explain, children, industry and the firm. So what is a firm? Firm is a small business organization, isn't it? And a number of firms will make a industry. Okay, children? So now we'll move towards our one more competition, that is imperfect competition. Now we'll see what are the different types of imperfect market. So there are four types of imperfect market. First, monopoly, then duopoly, oligopoly, and monopolistic competition. So children, how many types are there? Four types of imperfect market: monopoly, duopoly, oligopoly, and monopolistic competition. Now we'll see in detail what is this monopoly. Monopoly, as the name suggests, mono means single, poly means seller. So it is a single seller market. Monopoly is a market with a single producer and many buyers, isn't it? And the produce will not have any close substitute. Okay, children. So in monopoly market, you find single producer will be there, single seller will be there, but many buyers are there for that product. And moreover, that product will not have any close substitute, isn't it? Here you can take the example of our Indian Railways, isn't it? Indian Railways exercise a natural monopoly in the railway transport. No other organization can run the railways across our country. It is only the one Indian Railways provider in whole of our country. Similarly, power distribution also. This power distribution company distribute Telangana State Northern Power Distribution Company that will distribute power all over the region of Telangana. No other private organization has this monopoly, has the right to distribute the power. So children, what is monopoly? Monopoly is a market with a single producer and many buyers, and the produce will not have any close substitute. Okay, children, shall we proceed with the next? That is duopoly. Duopoly is a market where there is only two producers exist in the market. So children, what you see in the picture, you are seeing Pepsi and Coca-Cola. So these were the two names which is very famous in soft drinks company, isn't it, children? So here what you find, even if you have some other drinks also, many of them will prefer only Pepsi and Coca-Cola. And these were the brand names, isn't it, which exist in soft drink company. So it is also a limited form of oligopoly. So in duopoly, always you find only two producers will be there for a product, isn't it? Then oligopoly. Oligopoly is another form of imperfect market. So in oligopoly, few firms produce the goods and price of a goods is decided independently or collectively by the firms. So children, what you noticed in the picture, you are seeing communication industry, and in the communication industry, so many service providers are there. You can see Geo, Airtel, Vodafone, Idea, BSNL, isn't it, children? So all these service providers more or less have same recharges, isn't it? Once the recharge is launched in the market by the Airtel, suddenly next day Vodafone, Geo, Idea, BSNL also uh, take up with the recharges, isn't it? So this type of competition in the market is considered as oligopoly market. So oligopoly is a market where only few firms produce the goods and prices of goods is decided independently or collectively by the firms. Okay, children, this is all about oligopoly. Then monopolistic competition. It is a market where several firms produce the same commodity with small differences. Isn't it, children? So it is a type of market, several firms, means number of firms will be producing the same commodity with small differences. Like when you take the example of soaps, cooking oils, chocolates, biscuits, and mobiles. So in cooking oil also you find natural, healthy heart, isn't it? More or less all oils are used for cooking purpose only. Similarly, in the case of mobile phones, you got iPhone, Vivo, Oppo, Samsung, isn't it? Many brands are, but all are having the same configuration with more or less differentiation, isn't it? But the thing is that advertisements makes them very, very competitive in the market. So monopolistic competition means the picture is only thrown on advertisements. So the more you advertise the product, the more will be the sale of the product, isn't it? The attractiveness of the models, the attractiveness of the locations of the advertisement, all that thing is attracted by the buyers, isn't it? And with that attraction, they will purchase the commodity in monopoly. So monopolistic competition is a type where several firms will produce the same commodity with small differences. Okay, children? Next, perfect competition, meaning and characteristics. So in the previous, we have discussed about the competition on the basis of markets classified on the basis of competition. So here there are two types, that is perfect competition and imperfect competition. So meaning and definition of perfect competition. Perfect competition is an ideal and imaginary concept of market rather than an actual market. So I told you earlier also, perfect competition is only an imagination of the economist. In real world, you don't find perfect market or perfect competition only for few products. For agriculture products, isn't it? You find some perfect competition. But in real sense, in real world, you don't find perfect competition. And a perfectly competitive market is one in which number of buyers and sellers are very large, isn't it? You find all the buyers and sellers are engaged in buying and selling of homogeneous product without any restrictions, isn't it? So all are selling the same type of product without any restrictions. And moreover, both buyers and sellers possess perfect knowledge of market condition. So children will see in detail what are the characteristics of perfect competition. Even you can see in the diagram also, you see perfect competition, homogeneous product, free entry and exit, perfect knowledge of prices, etc. So now the first and foremost feature of perfect competition is large number of buyers and sellers. So here what you noticed, under perfect competition, there are large number of buyers and large number of sellers, isn't it? And the price of the product is determined by the collective forces of total demand and total supply. So what does it mean here? The individual buyer or the individual seller must take the price of the product as is given. Why? Because in perfect competition, already I told you, homogeneous product will be there. Same type of product are sold in the market. So the seller cannot differentiate the market, isn't it? They cannot differentiate the price, isn't it? Same price will be there for all the product. As we have seen in the case of bananas, tomatoes, rice, etc., where the sellers are producing same type of banana, same type of tomatoes, rice, etc. But they cannot change the price because homogeneous homogeneity of product is one condition which make perfect competition different from imperfect competition. And here buyers and sellers are price taker and not price maker. So what you have understood here, the buyers and sellers are price taker. Whatever price is there, they take the price, but they cannot change the price. They are not the price makers. Okay, children. Next, characteristics of perfect competition. So children, what you noticed in the picture, you are seeing same type of vegetables, you are seeing rice, different kinds of rice, isn't it? But can you make out any difference in this vegetables or food grains? No, you cannot make out because this is also one of the feature of perfect competition, that the products are homogeneous. So the product which are sold in perfect competition are homogeneous or identical in respect of size, design, color, taste, etc. All products are perfect substitutes to each other. So in perfectly competitive market, all products are perfect substitute to each other. You cannot differentiate the product. All look alike, whether if it is vegetables or food grains or etc. So this is also one of the feature of perfect competition, that is homogeneous product. So an important feature of perfect competitive market is that the product sold is the homogeneous and identical in size, design, color, taste, etc. So all products are substitutes, perfect substitutes to each other, isn't it? So you cannot differentiate the product which is different in color. You can see in the diagram also how the products are same. Next point is free entry and exit. So one more feature of perfect competition is free entry and exit of the firms. Here, there are no barriers to the entry and exit of the firms. Any firms can enter or quit the industry as its own will. They, if there is a hope of profit, the firm will enter the market. If there is a possibility of loss, the firm will leave the market. So children, what you see in the picture, free entry and exit. So free entry and exit in the sense what? There are no barriers, there are no obstacles. Suppose if you see a particular business is making more profit. So at that time, many sellers will do or many producers will do the same business, isn't it? And suddenly when you see that that business is not making any profit, so you will leave that industry, business or industry, you can leave the industry. So here also there is no barriers to the entry and exit of the firm. The firm can enter the industry, the firm can quit the industry. If the firm is making profit, you can join that industry. If the firm industry is not making any profit, you can leave the industry. Okay, children? This is also one of the feature of perfect competition. Next feature is single price. This is the feature which makes perfect competition different from imperfect competition. A single uniform price prevails under perfect competition, which is determined by interaction of demand and supply. So here what you see, like in perfect competition, there is no price wars. Why there is no price wars? Price wars between the sellers, isn't it? Why? Because of homogeneity of the product. Products are homogeneous, isn't it? Products are homogeneous. So when products are homogeneous, you cannot differentiate. Same price should be quoted for all the products in the market. So that is the reason single price prevails under perfect competition. So this is only the feature which make it different from imperfect competition. Okay, children. Next point we'll proceed. Perfect knowledge of market. So here you can see the buyers and sellers in perfect competition. They have perfect knowledge about the market condition, isn't it? And every seller and buyer has the knowledge of price, means whatever price is prevailing in the market and what type of quality is there of the product which is brought to the market, and source of supply, how is the supply of that product. So all that things should be there under in the minds of the producers and the sellers. So here you see perfect knowledge of the market is also one of the characteristic feature of perfect competition. Next, perfect mobility of factors of production. Here you can see factors of production. Children, there are four factors of production: land, labor, capital, and enterprise. And there is a perfect mobility of factors of production under perfect competition. Means the labor capital are not only geographically mobile, but also occupationally. Here, when you see that labor can move from one region to another region, from one place to another place, depending upon his skill, etc. So here there is no such obstruction for the factors of production. You can perfect mobility can be seen among the various factors of production in perfect competition. Okay, children. Next, absence of transport cost. In perfect competition, price is uniform because we assume that transport cost does not exist. This assumption will lead to uniformity in price. So children, transport cost will not be there. The cost which is required for bringing the commodity from the go downs or from the villages to the marketplace, that is completely absent under perfect competition. So why this is absent? Because of uniformity in prices. And why there is uniformity in price? Because of homogeneity of the product. So there is no transport cost under perfect competition. No government intervention. This is also one of the features of perfect competition. Laissez-faire policy is an important feature of perfect competition. It means that there is an absence of government intervention in economic activities. So here the government will not interfere in the economic activities of the state. The producers are free to produce the commodities according to their will and wish, isn't it? And there will be no government rules and regulation, no obstruction from the government. So this feature is also very important under perfect competition. So children, we have seen the features of perfect competition. Now we'll see what we have learned in our session. First, we have learned about markets, then classification of markets, then perfect competition, then characteristics of perfect competition. Okay, children? Then what is evaluation part? Means from examination point of view, isn't it? Your coming board of intermediate examination, from that point of view, this type of questions might be expected in your examination. Define duopoly or define oligopoly. What is perfect competition? What are the features of perfect competition? Isn't it, children? So even they might also ask what are the short period market, long period market, etc. So children, based on the lesson, these type of questions will be asked in board of intermediate examination. So once again, just these were the features of perfect competition, what we have seen in the meaning, definition of markets. We have seen the classification of markets. We have seen different types of markets based on time, place, competition. We've also come across perfect competition. Then what are the features of perfect competition, isn't it? So children, again, you can say that revision time. So during your recapitulation time also, you have to keep in mind all these markets, different types of markets on the basis of time, on the basis of competition, on the basis of time, isn't it? So children, once again, I'll recapitulate markets, meaning, then classification of markets, then you have seen about on the basis of time, on the basis of place, on the basis of competition, how the markets are classified. Then we have seen what is perfect market, what are imperfect market, isn't it? And types of imperfect market, you have seen about monopoly, duopoly, oligopoly, monopolistic competition, isn't it? So these are the important points which we discussed in the classification of markets. And we have also seen about what is the meaning of perfect competition, then what are the features of perfect competition, that is large number of buyers and sellers, then free entry and exit, homogeneous product, no government intervention, all these things we have done in our session. So
Thank you
children,
very much, Sanjeeda ma'am, for your wonderful insights on the session on the topic market. Children, you all must have understood the meaning of the market, its classifications on the basis of area, time, and competition, the differences between each type of markets, and most importantly, about the perfect market competition and its features. And all of you must have jotted out the points from this session, and you all must refer your textbook also. Meet you all in the next session about the features of imperfect market competition, price equilibrium in the imperfect market competition, as well as perfect market competition. Thank you very much, ma'am, once again. Thank you, children, and meet you all in the next session. And hope this session was very successful and you'll all do well in your IPE exams. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, children.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, Ranjita, madam. Thank you, Mujibur Rahman, sir. Thank you, students.